Hello everyone, my name is Cris Argüelles and this is my contribution to the Lustrum clips. I am very happy to have the occasion to celebrate after 5 years of the ATTP at the TU Vienna. I'm also very happy to have the chance to explain a bit where is it that I'm coming from and how I came to the point of becoming a university assistant and a PhD candidate here at the department. I somehow had the chance or had the opportunity to also come to the TU Vienna and to work in the team at the ATTP after getting to know Vera Bühlmann and Ludger Huvestad together with Elias Safidis in the context of the Digital Gnomonics. So this was a research group that established some 3, perhaps even 4 years ago, and which was the kind of testing grounds for developing or for engaging or beginning to engage with this concept of the digital mnemonics. Also digital mnemonics at that point, and what it rendered into a clear or into a bridged concept between coding, mathematical thinking, and the topic which is at the core, or which is one of the kind of motives of the architectonics. No, so the interesting thing for me and how I came to the point to be part of the research group back then, and how I came to be part of the ATTP as such now, was because, of course, there was I was finished my studies in architecture, and I was very close to practice. So I always had this, and I still have, a very strong interest in building, so in the techniques of building and the practice as an architect of design. And for me, this sort of two poles, or I always saw in a way design as part of a process of course, of reflecting upon the contemporary, you know. So in many ways, when I landed in the research group prior to being here, one of the things that kind of caught my attention was always this emphasis with, on the one hand, equipping oneself with the techniques, and also with the way of thinking, no? So perhaps my education as an architect, or even further before, my education was kind of very applied, you know? So when you take, let's say, the technical studies, it's very much applied, and there has been many moments in since I'm part of this research group, but I've realized where things are coming from, or where things are going towards, which is even more of a let's say, revelation moment, no? And for me, this sort of engaging with a practice which is also reflective in design was one of the first attempts for me to start my own office or my own studio with my partner back then, where we started really working towards exhibition design, set design. So a very much, let's say, quick rendering of our thinking, no? So we were engaging with topics which had to do with the landscape, or with I don't know, geological terms, or with topics of the Anthropocene, or, you know, so things which for us could be expressed through a practice, and this sort of, I don't know, this sort of starting to this litany of starting to read, and so reading and writing became part of this practice as well. But the interesting thing is also that when I first arrived here to the department, Vera Bühlmann gave me the opportunity to take a course, which is an exercise and lecture course, to explore these things which were for me still or yet to be certainties. No, so there was a kind of doing, or a kind of exercise engaging with that had to do with finding answers for that which I yet didn't know. And this was really kind of at the core of the question also for my PhD. It became to think very much about these different ways in which research on design methods, no? And researching on design methods very much closely or with a focus on images, no? So on digital images. And the course that I'm specifically teaching here, which is called ACT, it will be now, it's coming to an end of its third iteration, its third cycle. And for me, it's been a very fruitful experience on how to link together this sort of two projects. No? So one interest, which is on the research level, dealing with a topic that I find relevant to the contemporary and relevant to all these topics that have to do with coding and with mathematics and with philosophy of techniques, but at the same time also engaging on a very if you wish, poetic level, no? So to always, so not to give a certain kind of to this binomial of techniques and poetics, not to give a preference, no? So in principle, to really affirm. So the course deals with images in a very technical level, but also engages with the images and with the kind of narratives with the sort of materials, not necessarily on a descriptive way, no? So this sort of non-descriptiveness, which is in a way very close to techniques, trying to countercurrent with an idea or with a very strong focus on poetics, no? And for me, this has been a very, it's even a question whether one could call it an observatory or a studio or a studiolo. What is actually that one can call this? No, so this design method, so this sort of developing this way in which to engage with the practice. How can it be some sort of a rendering of oneself's research questions, no? And this has been so far, especially for me in ACT, has been so far one of the most, at the core of what I'm most interested now is in this sort of bringing forward these two questions, no? So the question of the digital image and the question of a design method. Thank you. Thank you for watching. I hope this is a good snapshot to capture your attention and to keep on watching. Thank you.